For today's LIIT, we're going to be working on full body strength and also a bit of core work too. You're going to need 2 sets of hand weights, a lighter and a heavier, and a chair is also a good idea as well. So I'll take you through all 5 exercises. We're going to do each exercise 5 exercises 3 times, total of 15, 40 seconds of activity, followed by 20 seconds of rest. So it's a low intensity interval. So it'll take us 15 minutes and you'll be able to go through these and have several cracks at them. So you can kind of pace yourself if you want, or challenge yourself a little bit. Do your best, but don't overdo it. So let me show you all 5 and then we'll start the timer. For our first one, this is a hammer curl with a side lunge. So hammer curls, just like you got a hammer in each hand and you're just hammering something. But you're going to start with your feet close. You're going to step left and step back. Step right, step back. So you add the hammer curl to a side lunge. So you get a little bit of that lateral motion and a little up-down disturbance here too. So you're having to work a little harder to get that all to coordinate. So we're going to be adding a few more steps. This one, your weights come up to the hips. Step forward with 1 foot, triceps extend. Step back. So you stay at the hip, starting and ending. Straight, back. Alternating feet. So depending on how much weight you're hauling here, this can feel really easy or really tough. So each exercise you may need to recalibrate and change the weight so that it works for you. All right, next, this one's a little bit more complicated. So you're going to do a hammer curl again as you step back with 1 foot. From there, we're going to add an overhead press. And then you step in. All right, so again, hammer curl, step back. Overhead press, down, return. So you alternate, each foot goes back, up, down, in. Step back, up, down, just like that. A lot of moving parts, but you'll kind of get the hang of it with a few practices. Next one, you're going to use a chair. Classic, sit to stand. You can use your weights for this too if you want. You can just keep them up near the collarbones. Stand. Option overhead press. You could do 2 weights. You could do 1 with 2 hands. And you can also just do it without anything. That's tough enough sometimes. Now, even that could be tough though if you have pain in your knees. A few alternatives could be just standing squats, where you don't go as far. Or you could stack cushions until your knees are comfortable. The lower you go down, the more your knee has to work. The taller you are, the farther you have to go. So tall folks are generally like, hey, how come you short folks seem to be having no problem with this? Well, imagine if you're short and your chair was 6 inches lower, you'd be having trouble too. So, the other option is to just do an isometric hold. So 40 seconds, you just hold it. And your muscles will be working, but there's no rubbing on the joint. So that's your alternative if you're having knee pain on sit-to-stands. You don't have to just sit it out. Find another way. And the last one, seated sit-ups. Option to use the weight. I'd say just 1 weight for this. Scoot forward on your chair, you tuck it into the collarbone, and you engage your belly as you lean back. You might even be able to tap the back of your chair and then use the core to come forward, just like that. All right, so we've warmed you up. You're familiar with all 5. Next, we're going to start the timer. And it's not a race. I'm not going to tell you how many to do. You get to kind of budget what you think you can handle within 40 seconds of activity. If you get to the end of the 40 seconds and it's just super easy, next round maybe bump the weights up a little. If it's really hard, take a few breaks as you go. It doesn't really matter. We're doing this for life, right? There's no rush. So, I'll start our timer, then use that just as a structure, not as a task master. Starting in 10 seconds with our hammer curls and a side lunge. All right, ready? Begin. And do them slow when you start off. Nice and steady. Get a smooth range. I'll show you from the side view. It's just a side step. A little side lunge. You kind of sink your hips down, almost like you're going to sit down. And that hammer curl just adds a little bit of challenge to your upper body. And the core is having to pull this all together and coordinate everything. All right, rest. Now if you want to use some of your rest period to throw in a few extra reps, you're just crushing it today, that's okay. In between though, especially if you have pain in the hands or anything, you can set your weights down, do an active rest. Stretch them out a little. Next one, step forward with tricep kickbacks. So weights come up to the hip. And they're ready to go from there as you step. If these are brand new exercises, start with a lightweight. You've been doing these a while, you kind of know where your limits are, your edges. That's when you can start to challenge it. It's kind of like you should know the rules before you break the rules or bend the rules. You should know your limits before you push your limits, okay? If you don't know where your limits are, you should absolutely not be working to exhaustion or training to failure, as they call it, where you go to your last rep. That's a terrible idea if it's a new exercise. All right, rest. That's for people who've been really, really practicing and they know their body and what their limits are really, really well. Most people, 85–90% fatigue is a good stopping point. Step back with an overhead press. You're gonna step back as you do a hammer curl, and then you go up, down, step forward. So get a little slower, get all the motions coordinated and worked out. And once you're really clear, then you can start to pick up the pace a little bit more, or kind of smooth it out into one motion. But at the beginning, you just want to like stop at each checkpoint. Make sure you're doing it in coordination. All right, rest. Find your chair. Sit to stand. Lots of options here. And you can even switch up your weights. Maybe you want to do a single weight, but you want a heavier single weight. That's totally fine. Here we go, up. Down. Now, if you've been coming for a while, you know that I would recommend coming up a little faster and down a little slower. Good. There's 3 types of muscle contractions. Concentric, which is, imagine you're pulling yourself up a rope, you're climbing up a rope, so you're contracting. There's isometric, like you're just hanging on the rope. There's eccentric, where you're coming down the rope. All right, go ahead and rest there. So you're getting both concentric and eccentric in each rep, right? But we tend to forget the eccentric. We tend to just drop. All right, last one. Seated sit-ups. You can have a weight for this if you want. Tuck the chin, lean back, and forward. Good. Feel the power in your core. Keeping that toasty warm, your central hearth, central heating. All right, rest. There's round 1. We're gonna do the whole thing 2 more times. So if that first round you got to the end and you felt like, oh, that was a little easy, I can fix that. Just bump up your weights a few pounds and challenge yourself a little more. Hammer curls with a side lunge. So you got 40 seconds to get to that let's say 75–80% fatigue is a really good safe range where you're going to get the benefit of progressive overload, which is how you get stronger and more flexible. But overload doesn't mean overwhelm or over what you can handle. It's over what you're used to. So if you get to 75–80% fatigue, you're generally over your normal range and you're going to be building some strength and some flexibility. It'll take you a little longer than if you go to total exhaustion, but slow and steady wins the race, right? Shake it out. Take advantage of that rest. You can just actively or passively rest. Active stretching or tapping or shaking is good. All right, next step forward with a tricep extension. Weights to the hips. Feel the backs of the arms. Keep the neck really neutral here. You don't want your neck tensing up. This is really good for balance. When I was working in a retirement community, the physical therapist on site would do this with almost all the clients there. Not necessarily with the weights, but step forwards and step backs were a key part of her repertoire. Go ahead and rest. So if it works for rehab, it should work for prehab. You can prehabilitate yourself. Don't just wait till you have a fall or you have a problem and then figure these things out. Do them right now. Now we're going to step back with an overhead press. Now this one, I'm going to actually get a lighter set because we're going to be using very different muscles here. Hammer curl, overhead press. I don't know if it was a combination of lifting my 4-year-old on my shoulders, but my middle back is feeling a little tight, a little vulnerable. So I'm going to take it easy on my overhead presses. This is feeling just right. A nice challenge, but I'm not struggling, straining, forcing it, holding my breath, losing my form. Those are very important signs to pay attention to. There you go, 40 seconds. Rest. Sit to stands. Now you can sit right at the edge. Keep that weight close. Plant your feet up and at them. And remember, the overhead press is optional. You could just focus on the lower body. Remember your variations. If your knees are aching, just do standing squats. Don't touch all the way down maybe. Or an isometric hold. You just stay there in a squat. You just feel it burn. Time under tension. That's the key. It doesn't matter so much if you're moving or holding still. You're building strength both ways. Nicely done. Rest. And in between, that's your chance to kind of reflect and clean. You know, it's like good chefs. They say the sign of a pro, you clean as you go. It's like, okay, the thing's cooking, let's wipe the counter real quick. Let's put the milk away, right? So clean up a little bit. All right, we're back. Tuck the chin, seated sit-ups. You wanna clean up some of that lactic acid, some of that tension in between our exercises, so you don't end up at the end and you're like, oh gosh, what a mess. Sign of a pro, stretch as you go, relax as you go, recover as you go. There we go, round 2. Whew. One more. Do the whole thing again with any adjustments that you like. Sometimes by the 3rd round you're pooped and you want to take the weights down a little. Sometimes you're hyped, you're feeling great and you want to challenge yourself a little. It's up to you. Let's go. Hammer curl, side lunge. Hopefully by the third round, the movements are familiar. And your focus can actually shift, right? Instead of just, what the heck am I doing here, to, oh, I wonder if I could keep my core engaged as I do it, or am I actually breathing right now? You can start thinking about higher order challenges once you just get the motion nice and smooth. So start off, get that foundation built, build from there. Beautiful. 20-second rest. Clean as you go. Is there any tension building up? Is the neck tight? Is your back tight? Are your hands stiff? Do what you can. Do a quick cleanup before we move on to our next. Step forward with a tricep extension. The weights are at the hips. So start and to end. Building that strength in the backs of your arms. Very important you don't tense your neck here. It's easy to get your neck tight here. Shoulders stay loose, neck neutral. Good grip strength. Almost there. And rest. Ooh. Almost fell on my gong there. All right. Especially with heavier weights, your hands will start to get a little fatigued. Give them a rest in between. Okay, overhead press. So adjust the weight accordingly. Step back. Hammer curl. Overhead press. Now let's say you had a shoulder surgery and your overhead presses are not feeling so impressive. Just do something else. Just do the hammer curls instead. Or maybe you just do one arm, or no weights. You can modify. Make it work for you. Doesn't mean you always shy away from a challenge, but you gotta know which battles to pick, right? Okay, rest. 2 more. Sit to stands. I hope you enjoy sit to stands, because I recommend doing it for the rest of your life. I've worked with people in their 80s, 90s, even up to 100, and this is never not useful. There's never a point where your doctor will say, yeah, you're good. You don't need to sit and stand anymore. You don't need leg strength and ability to get up off your couch. If you don't use it, you lose it. But if you start early, you come into your older years with such an advantage. Just like you might save money for retirement and you end up with a nest egg, you can save and build muscle strength and power and bone strength and functionality. That's a nest egg too, right? That's a priceless one. Rest. All right, you can stay seated for our last finale here. Seated sit-ups. And I'll give you a little bonus for folks that haven't quite hit that 75-80% fatigue. Tuck the chin, lean back, strong core. All right, so here's the challenge. If you want to throw in a little bicycle crunch, tap the toe and rotate the elbow to the opposite knee. And if that's not hard enough, try it while smiling. Woo. That's pro level. Think of your smile as an exercise too, right? You're just choosing to do it just like you're choosing to move your core. And there we go, rest. Well done, 15 minutes of LIIT. I hope your core is all lit up, strong, and ready for the week. Nice job today.